Alright, so in today's video we're going to be comparing the Pathfinder water bottle kit to the Pathfinder Canteen kit. So there's a lot of differences between these two kits, but there's only a $5 difference. So if you want to see how they compare to each other, stay tuned. Alright, so like I said, there's only a $5 difference, and this full Canteen kit is going to run you $5 more than the Pathfinder water bottle kit. And there's a lot of similarities. They come with basically the same thing. The only thing that's different is the pouch, and one comes with the canteen and one comes with the water bottle. But other than that, the cases that come with them, they both come with the exact same strap. It's just a basic strap with some plastic clips here. They're like carabiner style clips, and they swivel, but they are squeaky. So that's something that you have to keep in mind. It's got a nice wide shoulder strap, so if you can line that up, it's pretty comfortable. But a lot of times with these, they slide and you can never get them exactly where you want them anyway. But that's the shoulder strap. It's the same for both the water bottle and the canteen kit. Now, I've been using this water bottle kit for a really long time, and when I first got it, I pieced it together. And so I bought the Pathfinder cup and lid, and then eventually I got the water bottle, and then eventually I got the pouch. So I was using a Condor water bottle pouch, but this is much bigger. There's a lot more room in here, and it can hold a lot more. And so basically it just has a front pouch. It has a very large front pouch here that you can fit a lot of different things. If you watch my camp kitchen videos, you know that I filled this up pretty full. It's got MOLLE on the front, it's got MOLLE on the sides, it's got the two plastic D-rings to hold the strap. It's MOLLE compatible. It has the straps in the back here. I fold them in so that I can use the VanQuest quick clips, the MOLLE clips, so that I can secure this a lot faster and easier than I can with the straps. And then on the inside here, it's just a single bucket. It's just one single pouch on the inside here. And so if I compare that to the canteen set here, the canteen set has a nice big buckle in the front. It's all heavy duty materials. Both of these seem like they're made out of the same material. It's very heavy duty, it's very high quality. It's got MOLLE on the sides here. It's got the same front pouch. The only difference is this one has a pouch up front, so you can stick different things here. And then it's got a zipper pouch that's not as large as the zipper pouch on the water bottle. And this too has a sleeve on the inside, and then the main compartment here. And then I have, if you buy the kits, you get a ferro rod and some mini infernos. And so yeah, you get a nice pouch here with a divider. There's MOLLE on the sides. Now on the back here, this is where it gets a little confusing for me. You have the straps here with really good snaps for what looks like MOLLE, but instead of having the webbing, it has 4 D-rings, plastic D-rings back here, and I'm not quite sure what those are for. I don't know how you would use those, but they're back here. And then there's also another main pouch back here that you could probably put like a map or something small in there. And so if you know what these 4 D-rings are for, let me know in the comment section down below, because I'm not quite sure. One of the things that is disappointing having these D-clips rather than MOLLE is that I can't use my VanQuest clips. My MOLLE clips, they're not going to work on this system, which is kind of a bummer. But as maybe these D-rings serve a better purpose, I'm not sure. Check the comments section down below and see if somebody came up with the answer. It has the same plastic D-rings to put the strap on. It's got a nice carry handle up top here, not only to carry it, but if this is inside your backpack, you can grab it and pull this whole system out pretty easy. And then the main bucket here, give you a little sneak peeks here of some other stuff. It also comes with a silverware set, so it's got a butter knife, a fork, and a spoon, which I'll show you later, and then a fish mouth spreaders. And now both kits come with all of these little extras. But getting back to this pouch here, it's got a main bucket here. In the lining, there's a lining that can tuck out of the way, or you can pull it out. So then it gives it some extra height here, and then it also cinches down. And you can, it's got a cord lock here. And so if you have, because when you close this, there's little gaps here. And so if you have things that you don't want people seeing or you want covered, you can use this to get them to cover up everything that's inside here. And then inside here, if you undo this liner, there's a pouch in the back and a pouch in the front. And so it's a good organization, little pouch here. I'm probably not going to use it for my canteen, but it definitely is going to serve a purpose in future videos. So I'm excited about this. Everything's high quality buckles, high quality fabric, really good stitching. I really like the quality of these pouches. Again, the only thing I wish there was MOLLE back here so I could use my VanQuest MOLLE clips. But other than that, I'm very happy with both of these pouches. Now something that the canteen comes with that the water bottle doesn't is a second pouch. And now this pouch here, it is MOLLE compatible. It has the MOLLE webbing and the straps. It has pouches on the sides here. And now this is, it's a good pouch. It's not a real bad pouch. I know a lot of people had issues with these snaps in the older versions. These snaps are very strong now. They must have upgraded the snaps because they're very durable. Like I said, I'm going to be using my clips in the MOLLE, so I'm not going to be using these straps anyway, but they must have upgraded these snap closures because they are very, very high quality. But for the rest of it, it's all single stitched, kind of thin. It's very, very thin. And so I think that this is just to get you by until you get something more. Like, this isn't insulated, it isn't, you know, it's just single walled. And so this is going to get you by until you upgrade into something that you're more confident in. When it comes to the water bottle, that doesn't come with anything, it just comes with the system. As you can see, it's completely empty. So yeah, you don't get a second pouch with the water bottle. So now looking at the containers themselves, because that's probably what you're the most interested in. Alright, so when it comes to the containers here, you have a 32-ounce water bottle, which I've been using for a really long time, and you have a 39-ounce canteen. So the canteen holds a little bit more water, and it's the kidney design, and they're the same height. The canteen might be just a touch taller, but of course it's wider, so it's wider than the water bottle. And the canteen doesn't taper like a normal canteen does. It's straight walled. And so that's where they get a lot of their volume from, not by making it taller, but by just taking the taper out of it. And then another issue a lot of people had were the caps. So the first run of the canteens and water bottles had a full silicone lid here, where now they've upgraded and there's this big rubber gasket in here and then a metal top here. So when it's in here, very, very little of the water inside is touching anything other than stainless steel. And the lids from the water bottle that everybody likes is interchangeable with the canteen. They use the exact same thread system. They use the exact same lids on both the water bottle, the newer water bottles, and the newer canteens. So if it has that Pathfinder logo on there, you know that you're getting a better lid than the old ones that people had issues with leaking. So let's put the new on the new and the old on the old here. When it comes to the water bottle, I like the water bottle a lot. It's easy to use. The lip, another thing is the lip folds to the outside. And so it comes and it's bent to the outside, and then they smash it flat. Right? So you can't feel it, and there's no seams on the inside of the water bottle at all. There's not a single seam for anything to hide in. When it comes to the canteen, this lip right here that they where they seal them together, canteens used to have a seam around the edge here, and what would happen is your seams are your weakest part. And so with the seams would get weak, and then your canteen would fail and you'd just be out of luck. But by switching it to this way, you still can use half of your canteen. It can still be used as a container. It's not going to be a sealed container, but it can still be used as a container, because this is one solid piece on the bottom, it's another solid piece on top, and then right here is where they join together. But on the inside, you can see where that folds over. There's a big crease on the inside, and so you got to make sure to get in there and clean that every once in a while. You don't want bacteria and stuff collecting inside that seam. Also, where the mouth is, they curved it inward, and they left a gap. So there's a gap here between, it's probably like a 1/16 to a 3/16 of an inch gap around the whole mouth. And so if you are drying it out, you put it upside down to dry, it's gonna pool inside that lip. And the reason I think that they left that lip there, because they could have done it the same as the water bottle and gone towards the outside and then just smashed it flush. But I think the reason they kept that lip there is for the fish mouth spreaders, because the fish mouth spreaders doesn't work very well on the edge here, so it grabs onto that lip and then it's not coming out, right? So you can still use this as a bail, you can still use this to get your canteen in and out of the fire. And so I think that's why that's still there. I'm not sure, but it makes sense to me, because this is something that Dave Canterbury really takes pride in, is the whole fish mouth spreader trick. And so I think that's why that lip is there. But you got to be careful again, because like I said, if it's upside down, the water is going to pool in there and it's going to get bacteria and stuff, so you're going to have to clean that out. But other than that, they're really, really good systems. Neither one of these leak, neither one of these have any issues. I really like the lids, I really like the containers themselves. The water bottle, I'm more used to the water bottle. I like that I can just grab it and drink. Where this, you can't just grab it any way you want. There is one comfortable way, you know, to grab this thing. So that's a minor issue. I'll get used to the canteen. But yeah, so there's the containers themselves. Now talking about the cups. The cups here, this is for the water bottle. It's got markings in here. It goes from 16 ounces to 25 ounces, or 500 milliliters to 700 milliliters. So it's a good sized cup. I really enjoy this cup. The canteen cup has the same markings, but they're much, much smaller. It's way easier to read the markings in the Pathfinder cup than it is in the Pathfinder Canteen cup. They're very, very small, and they're kind of hard to read. But you have the same 16 ounces to 25 ounces, and you have 400 milliliters to 700 milliliters, so you get 100 more milliliters on the canteen cup. Another thing is the cup itself has holes in here, and so again you can use the fish mouth spreaders, and you can hang it and turn it into a bail, where you can't do that with the canteen cup. But the canteen cup has a nice handle here that locks into place, and it's very easy to manipulate this locking system so that you can lock it and unlock it very, very easily. And then it acts as kind of a third leg, so when you set it, if you're putting it into the fire or something, it's kind of like a tripod. So you have the main base of the canteen cup, and then you have a third leg out here so that you can't knock it over. This gets knocked over pretty easy actually, where this is very hard to get knocked over. Another thing is the butterfly handles are loose. When you first get it, they're tight. They're really nice handles, but they're kind of thin, and so when you have this loaded up with hot chocolate or something, it can kind of dig into your finger a little bit. But when you first get it, they're really tight, but as you use it and heat it up and cool it and heat it up and cool it and stuff, my handles have gotten a little loose over time, where this locks into place. You don't have to worry about this coming loose or anything over time because it has this little slide locking. And then another thing is there's this oval cutout here, and so when you have the utensils and you take out your fork, what you can do is you can take your fork and put it in that hole, and then you can manipulate your canteen cup. So you're not going to be able to move it all around camp, but if it gets a little bit too far in the fire, you can just put your fork in there, scoot it back. So I really like that as well. It's a lot easier to get in and out of the fire because you have a lot more reach than you do with the butterfly handles as well. So those are some pros and cons of the water bottle in the canteen. Another thing I wanted to mention is if you wanted to make char cloth, so you can put your cotton material in here, and then you can take your cup, and then it's a sealed container, where you can't really do that with the canteen and the canteen cup. It's not going to seal as well. It still might work, but I think there's too much gap here. I think it's going to let too much air in, so in my opinion, I don't think it's going to work. I haven't tried it, but that's something that you want to keep in mind too if you're contemplating between the water bottle kit and the canteen kit. Next we'll talk about the lids. So when it comes to the lid for the water bottle, you get just a nice lid here. Now it's deep on the sides, it's really deep, and so when you put it on there, you can just set it on there and it's going to have gaps on the outside, or you can push it on there. But when you push it on there, it's tight. As you can see, I'm lifting it by the lid and the cup is staying on there. And so when you want to take a stick or a spoon or something to pull that lid off, it's kind of difficult, especially when it's in the fire. It's hard to get that lid off there without spilling. So that, I don't know, I don't ever push it on tight because, like I said, I don't want to spill it as I'm trying to get the lid off. But it does have holes here, straining holes here. It's got a vent hole on top. It's got these slits, so again, even with the lid on, you can use the fish mouth spreaders even with the lid on, so it can still be a bail with that. And I like how the D-ring stays up, so when I put it on here, I can take my fork or a stick or whatever and I can lift that lid up with it. But like I said, I don't push it on tight, because if you push it on tight, it is pretty tight. It friction fits on there. When it comes to the canteen cup lid, this D-ring stays up on mine as well, and then it's got 3 holes on the one side. I wish it had 3 holes on both sides, because when I put this on here, you can only strain it this way, and I'm not left-handed. And so I wish the holes were on both sides so you could pour right-handed or left-handed. But on this one, you only can pour left-handed. And this one doesn't friction fit on. It just kind of rests in place. And so I really like that. I really like that I can easily take this lid off and on, and I don't have to worry about it friction fitting on. It can just be pulled on, sets right on top. Looks like it's got a good seal. I really like this lid. The only issue is I wish that the holes were on both sides, and I really like this lid as well. I just wish that it's set on top of here instead of friction fitting onto my cup. And so those are little tiny things that some people might like, some people might not like. It's just things to keep in mind. Another thing is a lot of people wonder what this lip is for. Basically what it's for is when it's inside your pack or whatever, it seals up that cup. So a lot of us, you know, when we're walking and it's a dirt road or something, and you kick up all that dust and mud, or if it's raining, it keeps all that from getting inside your cup. So as long as these two are nesting together, nothing can get inside and contaminate the inside of your cup. So that's another reason why that lip is there. And it's the same size as the lid here. So yeah, I really like this system. I really wish that these butterfly handles would have stayed tight. I wish that the lid didn't friction fit on. I wish that the butterfly handles were a little thicker too. The heat doesn't transfer to them or anything, but it'd be more comfortable to hold, you know, to have something a little more sturdy in your hand while you have the weight of the liquid on the inside. And then last but not least is the little stoves. And to be honest, these stoves are identical. The cutouts are exactly the same size. The holes are the exact same size. It has the same 4 posts. They're identical, only one is round and one is shaped like a canteen. They're the same thickness. They're identical. They're the same thing. It's just one's round and one's shaped like a canteen. So there really isn't a benefit to one over the other. I suppose if you want to compare and say that this one's a little longer, so you can put probably a little more onto it, where this one's a little smaller because it's round. So again, they're identical. To me, they're identical. And it all nests together really well. One of the things that I do like is that the canteen cup locks all this together. So when I go to pull this out, it's all together. Where the cup, you know, I can usually get the cup out, but then getting this stove out of the bottom of a condor pouch especially, it gets kind of hard getting this thing out. So I kind of like that this is stuck together, right? So that I can get both of them out, and if I don't need the stove, I can set it aside, and if I do need it, it's easier to get out because it all comes out as one solid thing. So yeah, that's my comparison of the water bottle and the canteen, both from the Pathfinder store at selfrelianceoutfitters.com. I'll leave a link in the description box down below. I'm not affiliated with them whatsoever, but I just really like their products. I have a wool blanket, a crooked awl, a water bottle kit, a canteen kit. There's a lot of things that I've ordered from Self-Reliance Outdoors, and so I'll leave that in the description box down below. Then make sure to leave any comments or questions in that comment section. If you know what these D-rings are for in the back here, please let me know. I'm really curious of what these could be used for. So if you have any ideas, please leave that in the comment section down below. Then make sure to like and share this video to help spread that knowledge and those ideas to the people we care about most. And as always, don't forget to subscribe and come join the pack. I have a new video every Sunday and Thursday, and I can't wait to see you on the next one. Thanks, guys.